And welcome to another edition of Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. I'm Jimmy Bernard, your host. As always, you can catch me right here each and every day, Monday through Friday, from 5 to 6 p.m. or whenever I am available. You know what we do here? We talk business, legal, social, but most of all, hey, we talk politics. Whatever affects you in this community, we will talk about it. And we definitely got something to talk about now because I got a call this weekend and I was talking to an individual that listened to this information. And I'm going to tell you the information he gave me. I posted it on my Facebook. We're going to get in depth of this information. Wonder how you feel if you work beside someone. Don't know what their mindset. You may have heard them sitting back talking to themselves and they're not on the telephone, but they're talking to themselves. Have you ever wondered if that person may be on drugs of any kind, marijuana, uh, cocaine, or whatever? But individuals are working in your workspace that may be on drugs. And that's what I said when I started this and I was talking about this. And what's the difference? And I said that when I worked at the sheriff's department, they had a policy that periodically they could call you in and, excuse me, give you a drug test at will. And I never used drugs. I never did, never will. And I'm up in the age now. And it's too late for me to even start doing things like that. So I just don't do it. I play ball and all of that and never had the desire. But as we look at in this day and world, the craziness we have in this world, just people who don't use drugs are going off and killing people in the workplace. I'm concerned because people talking to me about it and they say, you know what, that's something that we really probably need to look into. Well, they said you can't make a government employee uh, in leadership position to take a drug test. And I say to you that the sheriff department could call me in at random and give me a drug screen, which I passed every time. I would be willing to take a drug test anytime, any place that I'm called upon to do that. But at the same time, you're working with someone that's sitting next to you. You don't know whether they're on drugs or not. But then you got to think about your safety, your family uh, worry about you. They don't know, and you don't know who's sitting beside you. So that encourage. And I'm gonna keep talking about this because the life you save may be your very own if you don't know who it is and what they're using. And understand this: if they give this drug test to other corporations uh, that have leadership position and people are in those positions, they want to know if you're on drugs. So my question to you today, uh, is there any difference? If they drug test you on your job, do you think the elected officials need to be drug tested? Because really, if you look at it, some of the decisions that our leadership are making and the position that they put us in as it relates to taxpayers, you begin to wonder, are these people honest or have they been bought and paid for making decisions on your behalf? But it's not on your behalf, it's on behalf of other people. I would say then that to me, it would want me to wonder if they are on some kind of drug. Drug may be the power. The drug may be the cash money. But I would be concerned if the politicians that represent us are on drugs. What do you think? The number is 901-288-5779. If they can drug test you on your job, and these individuals are in the power position to make decisions on your behalf, why not drug test them? And I would bet you a steak dinner at the most expensive restaurant in this town. Ruth Chris has come to mind. People love that. I would take you to dinner if you didn't find a few people or more than a few people who are in leadership positions decision on your behalf, but they can't make decisions on their own behalf because they are using drugs, and it can be proven. I mean, keep in mind, Sheriff Department, uh, they gave drug tests to individuals that was deputies back in my day, and they was using drugs. That's tested positive for marijuana back in the day. I remember that back in the day. They gave them opportunity to correct themselves. But it is really scary to me that we would have leadership. I would love to test the school board. I would love to test uh, individuals in leadership at the school board, at the city council. I would love to test the people in leadership in the city of Memphis, uh, Shelby County, and how many other things that they used to have when I worked future. If you had 5 people that were standing on a corner and you ran a check on them, 3 out of the 5 would have a warrant on them. And I would say to you, if you do the same thing, in my opinion, you would probably find those in leadership do what they call recreational uh, smoking. But then, if you do it recreational smoking, it's illegal to do that. So here you are in leadership position, but you are breaking the law. You sit back and put ordinances and other things together, and you breaking the law yourself. I have a problem with that. And in question, there are some names that have been given to me that promised me that if you test them now, they would be positive. Well, I'm not calling any names, but I'm strongly suggesting that there should be for elected officials when they are elected in the position should be given a drug test periodically and will when it comes to testing a person. You just be surprised how many people have gotten shot at the post office. Remember when people were being shot at the post office doing their job, but somebody at the post office ended up shooting and killing folks. What about out at Amazon? Somebody killed somebody at work. We don't know whether they drug tested these places, but what would drive an individual, in my opinion, to shoot a coworker? You may be angry and you do it, but then again, you may be on something that make you do that. And I think uh, it should be incumbent upon us as leaders and as individuals in this community, a law like that needs to be placed. And someone told me that if you put that in there, we probably have to have an election the day after the drug test. Because if it was a positive and they had to step down because of the use of drugs, we would probably have to have an election every other month. Because strongly, I believe, this is my opinion, and from what I know, what I have seen, and what I have witnessed in law enforcement, when drug tests have yet been given, there are individuals who have ended up being positive. And I just think that for the safety of the community, for the safety of co-workers, that drug testing should be given to our elected. You know, if they decide they want to start doing right, it still take a period of time before that drug get out of your system. And if you just pop and give those tests, I believe without a doubt that some of our elected officials will probably use the drug on a random or whatever basis. But what do you feel, ladies and gentlemen? You can leave your comments. You can call in 901-288-5779 and give me your opinion. Do you think that the elected officials, being individuals like anybody else, may be using drugs in the position that they're in? And do you really think that they ought to be drug tested? You would be shocked, in my opinion, what you would find out. I hope all is well with you, and I missed you on Friday because I wasn't available to be here. Uh, but I'm going to say this as well. Uh, to all of the families who have loved ones who have been lost to violence in this city. And they quickly tell you that crime is down. The crime was down based on all the snow and ice we got. But soon as the weather got better, someone killed someone at Evergreen and Jackson in North Memphis. You had someone to kill someone off of Germantown and Winchester. You had individuals in Orange Mountain that was a former uh, Super Bowl winner, played football, that was burnt up in a house. Individual went to Melrose High School. Something is going on in our community. And I know you got a lot of young people out here that are doing things that they shouldn't. But then again, what if they know individuals that they're smoking with that may be elected officials? And they say, hey, if Johnny can do it, and he's an elected official, why can't I do it? See, there's a standard. I always believe that you should never do things and when you're in a leadership position because somebody is watching you. And you have to be very careful. I keep saying this, is that when it comes to voting, you got to do the right thing because we are in chaos. You know, I see preachers giving elected officials or appointed officials uh, baskets because they say they're doing a great job. But then the person that they gave it to was in leadership position, but yet under their watch, Tyree Nichols was killed. And I just don't understand that when you will reward people for bad behavior or the lack of leadership, you don't reward somebody who has lawsuits pending against the city because under their leadership, in my opinion, they should not be rewarded for their lack of leadership. But see, we are confused in this city. From the pulpit to city hall to the city council to county commission, we are food. And they're fooling you because you don't pay attention. And it's going to come a time, it's going to be a do or die situation when it comes to our leadership. And if you have leaders that you can test and they test positive, they see we are putting the wrong people in office. And I think one of the qualifications should be and should be in place that if you're an elected official making decisions that make no sense whatsoever, they should be drug tested. But they can do it and know that you would never find out because they're not going to tell you, but a drug test will tell you if the supervision that you're getting from these elected officials come down to whether they're good leaders. Some would argue, man, I do some of my best work. They would tell you when I have a drink, when I hit a blunt, marijuana joint. See, to me, right then, if somebody tells you that, or if you know somebody, you know that they got a crutch, whether the crutch is alcohol, or whether the crutch is marijuana, or any other kind of drug, that's a crutch. People who stand in the pulpit may be drunk in the pulpit to preach to you the words of God, but they got a crutch. I've seen people, I've smelled preachers who was in the pulpit and were full of alcohol. But then they call themselves leaders. I see them drinking behind the scenes, the conferences, and get up and have to preach to the people. That's a crutch. And that anyone that is elected official right now to this day, if you test them and they are positive for marijuana, crack cocaine, or whatever, that is a crutch. And those individuals should not be in leadership. And I believe it. Just look at the situation in Memphis, Tennessee. We are the most violent city in America. What? Because maybe we're not able to do the job because we have crutches. Individuals that have crutches in leadership. The crutch may, as I said earlier, may be the money. The crutch may be the time. And the crutch may be alcohol or drugs. But if you don't think that is important to find out or to know, and why would, if it's a law that they cannot be drug tested, why not? See, that says something loud and clear to me. If you got a law or whatever it is in place where you can't give random drug screen to elected officials, I don't care what position you sit on. And you know, we had a judge that had a crutch. And this bar, they had to come down off the bench. So no matter what you see, sit in any position and you have a place, you are denying the people of the true leadership that you need. The men and women who were strong, and I believe that there was something that's strong, that would say to you, come on, test me. But I believe that there's some that will run away and can't be trusted. Now, if you don't believe me, then show the people that you represent that I'm not one that use drugs. When you elected me, I came in here clean and I'm gonna stay clean while I'm doing the job on your behalf. But as I look at it and look at the circumstances and your pothole, you may not be on drugs, but you are a poor leader in your community. And the sad thing about that is that we do it over and over and over again. I'm gonna post uh, a financial statement that I received uh, of a few individuals who have raised close to $400,000. I've seen some who haven't raised that kind of money, but why would individuals who are running for position be given that much money to run for the seat of power? And I can tell you why. It's based on what you can do for me for the money that I've given you, and you've seen that. You've seen that under this administration that we have. You've seen it on past administration, and look at where we are now. Look at the city in which we live in. Something is wrong. And my question is, do we have elected officials that have crutches that they're using to do your business? I still want to ask the question. I got a call into my commissioner of this district, and I got a call coming back, hopefully from her. And I want to ask the question, because this is keep coming up about the 200+ million of COVID money. And not only did Edmund Ford Jr. mention it, others have said something to me in regard to the COVID money that was given to Shelby County to make sure certain things was taken care of during COVID. And they are saying that maybe all of the money didn't reach the place that it should go. And that's the question I want to ask my representative. You are an elected individual, and I want to know, do you know if anything happened to the COVID money? It was brought to my attention, and I'm bringing it to your attention to see if we can get some answer. If the COVID money went to where it's supposed to go, you got a record, let the public know. Because the public put you in the place to make sure that you represent them. And you know, there's a lot of people have been indicted and arrested because of the COVID money. I was in business. I used to get calls all the time during COVID and said, you can get up to so and so amount of money. And this is to take care of your employees during the COVID. I said, I don't want it, never have, would never take any kind of grant money from the federal government or from any government because it can come back to bite you. You know what? If you are not doing the right thing, I have never had a problem in the leadership positions that I've been in throughout this country. Never had a problem if I was the overseer of whatever position I was in, whether it's in the church, whether it's in business. I made sure that I dotted every I and crossed every T. But a lot of people, for some reason, those crutches that we've been talking about, they have, see, never, as they used to say, look a gift horse in the mouth because it'll come back to bite you. See, money excites people. Executive position, people are running for the money because they ain't got nothing else to do and they put their stuff out there and you put them in position. They go in broke as Joe and they come out millionaire. What? What is it besides the salary that you get that makes you a millionaire if you've been in there for 20 or 30 years? What have you done? If you take the salary out in over 10, 15, 20 years, it's not enough to make you a millionaire, but you go in broke as Joe, but you come out working the value of $10 million. Something is wrong with that situation. And we're going to try to do, we're going to keep on getting the answers that we need to get. Not only the COVID money, but we got $77.7 million that's missing. And no one seems to care. See, I care about my money. And when I hear that we have deficit, I want to know what you did with my money. You should want to know what they did with your money. You're scuffling around here trying to make ends meet, and they're making their ends meet from $77.7 million deficit, or deficits that we've had over the years. That's when you get a budget and you submit your budget, whether it's the city council or the county commission, when you submit that budget, you submitting it for the purpose of what you need in that fiscal year. But then when you come back and you have a deficit, why do you have a deficit when you gave the budget for what you need and the responsible party, be council or be the commission, give you that money, but then you got a deficit. What you needed for evidently didn't get. We go back to that thing again. You took from Peter to pay Paul, or did you actually pay Paul? Or did you pay yourself and left Peter, Paul out of this scenario? What happens to the money? Nobody seems to care. And that's something I don't understand. And we're going to continue to bring this picture. And if I get my representative and she says to me that I don't know what happened to I haven't heard about it, but I want you to ask someone to come back and say, did all the COVID money go where it's supposed to? And if it did, give us an itemized list as to where over $200 million went to. And who did it go to? I'm Jennings Bernard. You're listening to Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. What do you think? Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think when it comes to what's going on in this city? The poor leadership? What do you think? Do you care? And it's going to be, this is your time. If you don't do it right this time, you probably ain't going to do it right. You're going to still be electing people who you've seen on television that are an embarrassment to themselves and an embarrassment to you as a representative. You've seen them, you know who they are. But you go and play with these people again. And these people just dance around, twist around, and you say, oh, it's okay. You got to be outside of the box. If you think a representative who is showing they, you know what, out here and supposed to represent you, and you say that it's okay. I hear them saying that, oh, they're supposed to give Roger Richmond a permanent contract, make him the superintendent of schools. I wouldn't give him an interim or anything else because to me, he's not worthy to start as old folks used to say to go on his bread, but he's not worthy and he's no more than what the little bird left on the limb, in my opinion. Because I judge a man or a woman by what they have done, their actions. And I say to you, you cannot tell me that Roger Richmond did not know that they were going to vote that night Dr. Marie Fagan out of office because he was dressed to assume the role. And nothing has changed to make the children smarter, better under his leadership. And what makes you think that the last leadership before Dr. Fagan, Jarvis, correct, he wasn't good, and it's proven he got ran out of the position. Now you got another individual, in my opinion, not worthy to be there. But yet they're gonna vote and they're gonna try to bring it up Wednesday. If they still hold that meeting, they didn't hold it because of the snow and the ice. But if everything is clear Wednesday, you need to come out. You need to express your opinion. And if they give him that contract, you need to deal with those individuals who voted to give Roger Richmond that contract. You need to show your displeasure by voting them out of office. I can't wait. You know, I put a post that uh, Representative White talked about what they're trying to do along with uh, Senator Brent Taylor in regard to Memphis and the violence. Even Governor Lee, who said that he's going to have 100 more state troopers in Memphis. He got $80 million he's going to recommend that go toward Memphis to help keep the city safe. Now, I don't care what party you're a part of, whether it be Democrat, Republican, or independent. When you take care of the people, my thing is when you take care of the people, you're doing a good job. Because the scripture said, and the poor shall be with you always. The needy shall be with you. And when you take care of them, I don't care about the politics of it. I care about the love of it. And when you do that, some lives will be saved with crooks and robbers gonna be crooks and robbers. But when you put the money where your mouth is and you put it out there, then I can't do nothing but say, thank you, sir. Thank you, man, for what you're doing for the people of the state. He made in his governor being Governor Lee, made his state of the state message and talked about how crime is down. It's truly trending down because I was out today and saw 5, 6 police cars along with state troopers rushing to whatever scene it was to make sure you were safe there. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't give flowers to people who couldn't handle the business because like that officers, or for whatever reason. But then when we get people to come in and they actually want to take the credit for it. Well, the credit was the law. I mean, the law uh, was going down. Criminal was going down before the state troopers and marshals and others came in. Well, that's a lie, and you know it. But you sit there, you spit and grin, step and fetch it, so you can be in good with the politician, and that don't mean crap to be in good with somebody when they're not doing what needs to be done. But you just want to be in good with them, whether it be your sorority or fraternity. You want to be in good with them because you say, hey, I'm this because I'm a member of that. It don't make sense, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for you to wake up and start doing what's necessary. Organize. And I keep saying, organize your family. If they're in your ass, sucking up your ass, doing this stuff, sucking up, getting your heat doing the one. And they tell you that they're not going to vote and they're eligible to vote, then you need to get in control of your house. It's sort of like the scripture says, so in my house, we're going to serve the Lord. In my house, we're going to do the things that benefit my house, your house. Because if the person is in there, don't have a job, just lay up on you every day, not looking for a job, but he can't get up or she can't get up and go vote, then you need to get that house in order. Because no one, I don't care who it is, how much you love him or her, but in your house, we shouldn't have 60, 100,000 people in here, and we winning major election with only 24,000 votes. Something is wrong with that picture, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to continue this. See, sometimes you have to tear down to build up. And if we have to tear down these pothead smoking, crack smoking, if that's the case, politicians, we need to know, are they doing this while they're working for us? And if so, we realize now why the city is in the position it's in. Because somebody is not thinking clearly if they're smoking, whatever they're smoking, if they're drinking, whatever they're drinking prior to doing the job that you've found them. We don't need those type of people. And therefore, I may just be talking in the wind, but I want you to know there's something you need to think about. You need to do that. You need to say, hey, will you, if you are elected, will you be willing to take a random drug test? They'll probably tell you yes, because they know that it's not going to happen. But always look at the person. And I've done it so long in law enforcement and just in natural respond talking to people. I can pick up on certain things. You may not can do it, but I can. I can pick up on things and I can see things that you may not can see. And there are people that are using drugs that are elected officials. And we need to know who they are. Names have been thrown to me as it relates to some who right now are using drugs. But prove me wrong. I said it. Prove me wrong. Take a drug test. Now they say not only elected, but appointed positions as well. because they are the part of the leadership. If you're appointed in a position, you need to take it. And ladies and gentlemen, you know, you can be on the street somewhere. You can come around people and you can smell it all over them. And they're no different. Politicians are no different if they don't have their priorities straight. They are no different than anyone else. And if you are being drug tested on your job, if you're being drug tested anywhere else, why can't we drug test the leadership that we have in place? I'm Jenny Bernard. You've been listening to Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. I really do appreciate you. And if you can come out on Wednesday night, Wednesday evening, I may not do the show Wednesday, but if I go, I will be there to see exactly how I voted, who voted, and I grant you the six that got rid of Dr. Fagan will probably vote to give him the leadership. And I say, because we got an election coming up in a few months, that this board should not give him a contract. Let it be the people who will be there for 4 years, not the people who are going to be there for a short period of time, especially the one who was just elected. The others have been there a while. And if they do that, we need to get them out of office and get them out of office quick. And understand something, that when a body has cancer, it is treated. Sometimes they have to cut the cancer out of the body for the body to get well. And sometimes the cancer can be so far into the body that you can't do anything about it. And I say to you, when it comes to our politicians, look at them, most of them who make the bad decisions, look at them as a cancer in our society by the thinking and the move that they're making. And what do we need to do? We need to treat it like a doctor would treat a cancer patient. We need to get rid of it. We don't have to use chemo. We don't have to use an operation to get rid of the cancer that's in our society as the elected officials. The reason you can get the cancer out and make Memphis cancer free, get rid of the cancer. And the cancer that you're getting rid of is the no good individual who you know that. You know who they are. You know who are the cancer in this society by the moves and the things that they have done, ladies and gentlemen, to put you in this situation as it relates to being the most violent city in America. In the words of my grandmother, she always said, if it's the Lord's will and the creek don't rise, we'll see you on tomorrow. But always remember something I said. I always said this: trust everyone, but do not trust the devil inside. You have a great evening. Be safe, and let's get rid of this cancer that is in our city come this election. We'll be talking more and more to you about that because it's time for us to wake up and get rid of those individuals who are plaguing this city like a cancer in our body. I'm Jimmy Bernard. You take care, and I enjoy talking to you. Until we symbol, as they say, again by way of this program. You pray for me and I'll pray for you that we make this city what it should be again. Take care.